Hola y bienvenido al episodio 5 de Stories de Path of Destiny. Nos quedamos en elegir el laboratorio de los sapos o ir a atacar el campamento.
The core, the stone became hysterical.
Sin culpa dejé el lenguaje en
He had a
inglés, así
sudden
que
vision of plunging his
yo
gauntlet
creo que
into the
ustedes
core,
soportarían un
dying
episodio
in
en inglés.
anguish. That wasn't his vision, was it? The stone had sent him its darkest fears, hadn't it? He had a sudden impulse to do exactly that. He raised his right fist and plunged it into the core. There was a rush of light. He thought he could hear the stone screaming. And then he passed out. When Renato came to, the core was gone. But the Iblis stone was no longer black, but glowing with a blue light. And it was silent. "I can't hear you," he sang out, and "You?" It didn't answer. "Ha!" he said. He had defeated the demonic gem with the power of his mind. He felt invincible. It was time to attack the Imperial outpost on the Nexus. Take the battle to the enemy. But among the huge crystals, there was also an observatory. A wise man would probably ask the scientists exactly what he had first. How wise was he?
Bueno, los dos comentarios que me dejaron de las dos opciones fue laboratorio.
As the Farfarer made its way toward the Nexus, Renato could see tiny sparks in the blackness that was the Iblis stone, as if somewhere within it, the core was still spitting out energy, which the Iblis stone sucked in hungrily. You'd think the stone would want this kind of power, wouldn't it? Thought Renato. Well, the scientists would explain it all. See? He'd trusted his gut, and it had worked out. That's what it meant to be a hero. To ignore the naysayers and the odd-makers, and do what you knew was right, and have it turn out to be the right thing. Well, he wasn't worried. Once he got to the observatory, the scientist toads could explain it. Then he could carry the war into the enemy's camp and destroy them all. He was getting a little bloodthirsty, wasn't he?
Que embuste.
A very clever engineer named Elon Musk got his start making floating platforms. Not many people knew that.
Ahora mismo que me acabo de dar de cuenta, mirando mis videos, que en el video de YouTube hay una barrita en la parte de abajo de la pantalla y esos son mis dash, pero yo no la puedo ver por alguna razón. El PlayStation coge la pantalla más, no sé si amplia la pantalla más y no puedo ver la barrita del dash, así que si me ven intentando hacer dash cuando no tengo la barra llena, pues ya saben por qué. Me cago en todo el pájaro ese de mierda. No.
Renato wondered if he could learn to cook this way. Probably not.
Ay, se chaval. Guau, guau, guau.
Renato had never felt better in his life. Normally, a battle would wear him down and he would need a night's sleep. Now he felt like he could go all night and all day. He felt like people were cheering him on, and he could practically hear their applause as he slew one raven after another.
Vamos a ver qué pasa. No, por aquí pasamos otra vez. Ya. Ahí, ya. Vamos a craftear la espada de fuego ahora.
Thought Renato.
Cuando quieras llegar. Ya.
The Imperial fleet was closing in on the rebels, forcing them to come out and fight. Renato was itching to bring the fight to the enemy. He had to remind himself not to be too reckless.
Ahí está.
This burning sword from the south was terrific for barbecuing sausages and ravens.
¿Cuánto me falta? 3 y 2. Ah, equipar una yema. Una gema, ni que yema. La yema del huevo. Para destruir el escudo. Pues no necesito la habilidad para nada. Ay, casi me da. Y ahora el vientito del dash es de fuego. ¿Qué es eso?
Some people are just liable to explode if you upset them.
Mira, una Allahu Akbar. Mierda. Eso mismo hace el Allahu Akbar. ¡Mierda! ¡No! ¡No quiero morir! ¡No!
A for effort, B for dead.
No me gusta la habilidad del fuego, pero... Llega el laboratorio.
Sharp? Check. Pointy? Check. Flexible? Check. What else do you need in a sword? The toads at the observatory measured the stone with their occult devices. I fed it the core of SHAREfactory, explained Renato. No more thieving planet souls. But the core is not an unlimited energy source, said one toad. Another said, there's a feedback loop, you see, which could overload the stone. Yet the stone doesn't actually feed on souls, claimed a third, but on pain of killing another sentient being. If you can truly be at peace with yourself, it would not overload. This was all very confusing. At peace? Yes, the mountains were peaceful and quiet, but he now had the power to turn the tides. He should report to the Rebellion Council and prepare for the decisive battle.
¿Cuál elegirían ustedes? Si en esta eligieron el laboratorio, pues vamos a seguir lo que el laboratorio me dijeron que.
The one thing he understood from all the toad arguments, maybe the stone did not feed on blood or souls or rage. It fed on empathy. It fed on the pain he felt when he put an end to another being's existence. Even if that other being was a raven intent on killing him. If he could find peace, then he could use the power of the Iblis stone without being taken over by its evil. The mountains. He would go to the mountains. He could find peace there. Unfortunately, the mountains were not empty. There were ravens everywhere. No matter. He had to fight, yes, but He didn't have to be angry. Parry, dodge, slash, and breathe. Yes, focus on the rhythm, the dance of it, not on the blood or the raven's core as they
No estoy
die.
seguro de esto,
It was working.
pero creo que el
He
juego
wasn't feeling those dark jolts of eldritch energy. He
cuando yo
wasn't
termine
feeling
esta
the
misión,
Iblis stone.
automáticamente me envía para la última misión. Y si hace eso, voy a tener que grabar 3 misiones en un video y va a ser como 25 minutos y esto no, eso no es bueno. Ustedes van a ver si es 25 minutos cuando se termine esto. Hacerme la vida y ahora usar la espada de fuego. Ay, ¿qué es eso? La espada de fuego lo único que hace es... ¡Mierda! Aléjate. Lo único que hace la espada de fuego es brillar.
The stone was still silent. His mind was his own, and his heart too. He bore them no ill will, these ravens. They were doing their job. They were expressing their nature. Dance, whirl, parry, jab, and breathe. It was all so simple, wasn't it? Something was missing. He didn't feel truly at peace. Wait. Wasn't this near where Calaveras lived? Yes. The sage would help him figure it all out. There was an inscription. No spitting.
No sé lo que planeo hacer de ahora en adelante, coger los patos esos y tirárselos a los otros patos. Aunque todos son cuervos, pero no me importa. Mierda. Dije que no los iba a destruir más nada, pero los necesito porque tengo poca energía y también tengo poca vida. Oh, yo creo que había algo para allá y no me di cuenta. Yeah, clase de lag.
There were more pylons he could use the hook on. Really needed to construct additional pylons. The Iblis Stone, silenced by the Sky Reaper's core, had given Ronaldo enough power to challenge the Imperial fleet. But what Ronaldo was seeking was inner peace. The rebellion was on the verge of extinction. It would have to wait. At the end of the mountain path,
Sapo sabio,
he
calavera.
found the wise Calaveras in his workshop. Do you fix souls or only artifacts? He asked the sage. Does your soul need fixing? Asked the sage. I've been killing a lot of ravens lately, he told the sage. You're a fox, said Calaveras. And to kill birds is part of your nature. Take joy in it. I mean, I might as well worry about eating flies. Would you like a fly? It was true. That's what he had forgotten. The joy. Now he was ready for the final battle. The Farfarer
Sí.
cut through the
Lo que
clouds.
dije.
The air had never felt so sweet since he was a child. There it was. The dreaded Imperial fleet. He could smell wet hemp ropes ahead, wood and tar and ravens. Even the fleet smelt good somehow. He was ready.
Yo lo sabía.
He was ready.
Yo ahora mismo
Renato
me
had
sé
it
la
all
mayoría
squared away in
de...
his head. He would kill the Emperor. Isengrim III had begun well, but he had gone mad. He was trying to invoke the lost gods by means of dark, blasphemous rituals. That was a secret. But the victims had spoken to Renato. The ghosts had spoken. No. No anger. Renato could not afford anger. It was empowering the crystal in his sword. That made him stronger, but it clouded his mind. He would not be a hero. A hero strives. Renato would just be one with everything. The Emperor would die, and the wheel would turn, and all would be restored, without rancor, without sorrow, without pain. He was in a swirl of newly remembered knowledge. He needed to focus.
Yo creo que yo me sé la mayoría de los paths, de los caminos. Así que para la próxima yo les voy a escribir en comentarios que cuáles dos caminos quieren irse. Porque son el primero, que es el que les dejo a ustedes de episodio a episodio, y el segundo que ustedes no pueden elegirlo porque pasa mientras ya estoy haciendo el video. Pues les voy a dejar en mi comentario para decirle las dos opciones, porque yo creo que yo me sé la mayoría de las opciones. Y así saber ustedes qué quieren ver. Se me hace un poquito más fácil de cuál elegir. Mierda, brinqué hacia él. No importa, tengo un montón de vida.
Renato had always wanted a flying carpet. This was more like a flying tabletop. But it would do.
Mierda, mierda, me estaba haciendo mierda.
But the more he thought about it, and he had so much more time to think about it now that he was not worrying about the battle, killing the Emperor would not change anything. Another would take his place. Perhaps Zenobia. Perhaps the Speaker of the Rebel Council, and power would corrupt them too, and death would make grief, and grief would lead to hatred. He must lead by example. Reject the violence. Reject the desire to create violence. But how?
Bueno, estoy tomando un montón de daño. ¿Verdad? Me están violando. Mira. Ay, madre, casi me toca. Bueno, creo que aquí se acaba el camino. ¡Uf! ¡Cuantetilla! Oh, Dios mío, ese es el que le sube la vida y lo vuelve OP. Tanto de pato. Oh, me recuerdo que yo puedo comprarles el escudo con la espada. Porque tengo la gema. Estoy intentando pasar esto lo más rápido que pueda para terminar el episodio, para que no sea tan largo.
Finally, he came to the Emperor's ship. The path behind him was strewn with dead ravens. The path to enlightenment. His mistake, he realized, was trying to change the world. The world would spin and the wheel would revolve whether he strove against it or not. What he had to do was nothing. He had attained enlightenment. He sat down, adopted a full lotus position, and began to meditate. And all around him, the warriors stopped fighting too. They knew. They could feel his enlightenment. They gave up fighting, dropped their weapons, and became his disciples. No, just kidding. The nearest raven stabbed him with a sword and then chopped off his head. I might not have thought this through properly. Thought Renado's head as it rolled around the deck and died. Renato stared at the book. He was still alive. Again. And still only flying away from burning Ubar. Had he lived that adventure? Or only dreamt it? Had he really died? It felt so real, not like a dream at all. And he'd lost again. Oh, he hated that. But he had made different choices. And he'd lost in a different way. It was the book, wasn't it? Oracles showed you your destiny. But this was showing him different ways he could die miserably. Thanks a bunch, book, he thought. But these were destinies that he did not have to fulfill. But he'd learned another true thing. The Iblis Stone was evil. It would try to corrupt anyone who used it. But that meant there must be a destiny where he survived and won, right? Otherwise, what was the point? And with that, the book's pages fluttered back once more to the beginning, and the clouds parted over the Isles of Boreas. It was time to choose. The rebellion was in trouble. Ravens were scouting for the secret rebel base. They needed a game changer. Pieces of the Sky Ripper had surfaced. Or so a scholar in the mountains had told him. Surely the weapon that banished the lost gods could defeat the Emperor. Also, a temple had risen out of empty desert. The Iblis Stone was hidden there. It was a dangerous artifact. It could corrupt its user into a bloodthirsty monster. Maybe he could find a way to use it. To take its power without surrendering to its wickedness. And also, his old friend Lapino needed rescuing. Of course, Renato had a pretty strong suspicion that Lapino had betrayed the rebellion. But could Renato really leave an old friend to the Ravens?
Sí. Los voy a dejar a ustedes que decidan. El core de Sky Ripper, ni que el core, ¿cómo se dice? La armadura, volver a conseguir la piedra o salvar a Lapino. Y las otras dos opciones se las dejo allá cuando ustedes elijan una de estas tres. Bueno, denle like si les gustó el video, suscríbanse para más y nos vemos en el próximo episodio. Bye.